Today, we're going to take a look at the last time the Democrats controlled at least one chamber in each state legislature. We'll do the Republicans in a different video, but today it's going to be for the Dems. We'll find out the last time they were in the majority in the upper chamber, usually called the state Senate, or the lower chamber, usually called the state House. We're going to try to make it simple, so I took most of the data from either Ballotpedia or from Wikipedia, and sometimes there's some discrepancies on some of these states. We'll talk about it as we go, but we're going to go through each state alphabetically. And at the top on this one, I've got 9 tiers of shading. It's either going to be they currently control one of the chambers, or we're going to go back decades until we find the most recent occurrence. So the first state alphabetically is Alabama, and the most recent time they controlled either of the chambers was going to be in 2010, where they controlled both the state House and Senate. Next in Alaska, this is going to be the trickiest out of all the states. There's currently a coalition government of Republicans, Democrats, and Independents, so it's not crystal clear, but back in 2018, it was tied in the state Senate and there was a power sharing agreement. But if you're looking for the last time the Democrats had a clear majority in either one of the chambers, you're going to go back to 1992 and you're going to be looking at the state House. Next, in Arizona, back in 2002 in the state Senate, there was another tie situation with a power sharing agreement. So the last time there was an outright majority was back again in 1992 in the state Senate. Next, we've got another southern state. It's Arkansas. And just like Alabama, the Dems are totally out of power right now, but it wasn't extremely long ago that they actually controlled one of the chambers. 2012, they controlled both the upper and the lower house. Next, we've got some blue states where Democrats are currently in power in both chambers. First, it's California, then Colorado, then Connecticut, and then also Delaware. Next, we've got Florida. Here, if we go back to the mid-1990s, in 96, the Democrats did control the state house. One state north in Georgia, the year is 2004, and the chamber is the state house, and that's the last time the Democrats pulled it off in this state. Then we've got another current blue state, that's going to be Hawaii. After that, we're going to go to a red state, it's Idaho. Here we're going to have to go way back. The year this time is going to be 1960. Back then, the Dems controlled both chambers. Ever since then, they've been totally shut out. In Illinois, that's a current blue state for the Dems. The next door, we've got Indiana. It's red now, but back in 2010, the Democrats controlled the state house. In Iowa, it's even more recent. In 2016, the Democrats there controlled the state Senate. In Kansas, it's known as a very red state, but back in 1992, the Dems controlled the state Senate. In Kentucky, it's much newer than that. It's again going to be 2016. The Democrats controlled the state house. A little farther south in Louisiana, there in 2010, the Democrats controlled both chambers. Now some more states where Democrats are currently in power. We've got Maine, Maryland, and Massachusetts. In Michigan, both chambers are currently divided, but the Democrats do control the state Senate. In Minnesota, the state house is tied. There's currently a Republican speaker, but in the state Senate, that is narrowly controlled by the Democrats. Next up, we've got Mississippi. The year this time is 2011 in the state house. How about the show me state? We've got Missouri. This one, you're going to go back 23 years. It's going to be 2002 in the state house. In Montana, in 2010, there was another tie, but in the state Senate 2 years prior, in 2008, the Democrats had outright control. Next up, it's Nebraska, and this state is unicameral. It's the only one with just one chamber. Now, technically, the politicians are nonpartisan, but we could still get an unofficial breakdown. And Democrats have been shut out of power here the longest out of any state. We've actually got to go all the way back to the 1930s for this one. And this is just before they switched to a unicameral legislature. So for right now, on this longest drought, we're looking at about 89 years here. 1936, that's the last time the Dems had any power here. That's almost hard to wrap your head around how long it's been. But we're going to keep going. In Nevada, that state is currently controlled by the Dems. In New Hampshire, in 2020, the Democrats controlled both chambers. Then we've got some more blue states where the Dems are currently in power. We've got New Jersey, New Mexico, and New York. In the Sun Belt, in North Carolina, the year is 2010. That was the last time Dems had power, and they had it in both chambers. In North Dakota, the state Senate was controlled by the Democrats way back in 1994. In Ohio, it's way newer than that. The Dems were in power in the state house in 2010. Oklahoma, another super red state, but back in 2008, there was a tie in the state Senate. But just 1 year before that, the Democrats were in power there. Then we've got the current blue state of Oregon. After that, it's going to be Pennsylvania, and the Dems currently have an extremely narrow majority in the state house. Then we could get Rhode Island out of the way. Then we come to South Carolina. Here, we're going to go back 25 years. It's going to be 2000, and it's going to be the state Senate. In South Dakota, it's going to be 6 years before that, also in the state Senate back in 1994. How about Tennessee? Well, in 2009, there was a tie in the state house. For a clear Democratic majority, you're going to go back just one more year. It's 2008. In Texas, it's going to be 2002, and it's going to be the state house. In Utah, we've got to go back pretty far to 1978. This is going to be the state Senate. Then Dems are currently in the majority in Vermont, Virginia, and Washington. In West Virginia, the Democrats dominated there up until not that long ago. In 2014, they controlled both of those chambers. In Wisconsin, in 2012, after some recalls, the Democrats briefly controlled the state Senate. And finally, in Wyoming, in 1976, there was a tie in the state Senate. If you're looking for the most recent outright majority, it's going to be 1966 in the state house. So that's it. Those are all of the states. And there's a lot of data here, a lot of information. Hopefully, it's all totally accurate, or at least very, very close. But the bottom line here is it gives you a good idea of where the Democrats have been totally out of power in each state. Most of the current red states today in the South, the Democrats had power within the past 15 or 20 years. So there has been a realignment there once you go into the state legislature. And some states are up for debate, especially in Alaska. But the four states that clearly have the longest drought are going to be Idaho, Utah, Wyoming, and Nebraska. We've seen Democrats have droughts in those states in other categories. So who knows if and when those streaks are going to come to an end. But keep in mind, this is just controlling at least one of the two chambers, and sometimes that might be by an extremely narrow majority when they do. But that's it. So if you were wondering the last time the Dems had some power in any of these chambers, this is it. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about any of the streaks in any of these states? Are you surprised to see the Democrats having power not that long ago in some of these deep red states? What about in other states? When do you think these streaks are going to end next? And how much does local politics play a role in these states? Let me know down below. On your way out, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join if you'd like to support the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.